Scaling your law firm doesn't have to be difficult. It's all about mastering a few key strategies, systems, and mindsets. Welcome to the Scalable Law Podcast, where we talk about how you can increase profit in your pocket and time in your calendar. My name is Caralee and I have successfully scaled my firm so that it doesn't solely rely on me. Now I love teaching other law firm owners how to do the same. Let's transform your business starting now. Welcome to the podcast. I am your host, Caralee Fontanelli. Today, I wanted to talk to you about something that I spoke on a podcast about recently with Lawyers Weekly. And the topic was about how to fall in love with your business again if you've fallen out of love with it. And it was a really good topic and a really great podcast. So if you want to head on over and have a listen to that, you'll find it over on the Boutique Lawyers show, Lawyers Weekly, on anywhere you find good podcasts, but it's definitely worth tuning into. But I thought that I would cover today some of what we talked about because it is a really relevant topic, and it's, you're not always going to be in love with your law firm. It's just not going to happen. And we start out with a whole lot of, excitement and gusto, but things go on just like any sort of other relationship you have. Things will happen in your firm where it gets mundane and it gets boring and it gets frustrating and tedious. Sometimes you can be working really, really hard and you feel like you're not making any traction. So a lot of things can happen and you can end up really falling out of love with your business. And not only that, but you can also start creating and feeling like you're quite resentful towards it. I know over the years for me, which has been, 10 years since I've had my firm, that there's been times, months on end where I really haven't enjoyed it and I would rather be doing something else. And it's not a good place to be. So if you get to that place, how do you get yourself out of it so that you can fall in love with it again? Because the reality is that you are in this business long term. You are going to have your ups and downs inside the business. You're going to sometimes not be into it or be loving it. And it's a dangerous place, especially if it goes on too long, because that can cause burnout. And we've talked about burnout a lot on this podcast, but we don't want to get to the place where we're burnt out and feeling resentful and really not enjoying waking up on a Monday. Otherwise, you may as well be in a job that you don't have the same responsibility levels for. Because let's face it, when you are a law firm owner, you have a lot of responsibilities. A lot of people are relying on you, from your team to your clients to your suppliers. A lot of people rely on you. And so you need to be showing up in the best way you possibly can. So let's get stuck in and talk about some of the things that you can do if you have fallen out of love with your law firm or you're going through a little bit of a slump where you're really not enjoying it very much at all. So the number one thing that I would say is that you need to be looking at your business from a different angle, and that is how you view your role as the director. So often what we do when we are the director of a business is that we do all the things. We wear all the hats. We are the marketing, we are finance, we are service, we are onboarding, we're doing everything in the business. And so what that means is that you're in the nitty gritty of everything and you're actually working in your business and not on it. And as a law firm owner, you really need to be working on your business because that's where the growth actually lies, and that's actually where you're going to see a lot more fruit. Because what starts to happen is that if you're not seeing the fruit and you're not getting the rewards of being a business owner, that's when you're really going to start resenting your business, and it's going to be hard to love it. So working on your business rather than in it, no matter how small or large your business is something that you really need to consider doing. So I recommend scheduling time in your calendar at least every single week to think about the things that you need to be doing to moving the needles forward, the goals that you are setting and where you are heading, and really reviewing that master plan that you have. Take that time out to do that, and then put in place plans on how you can work on your business rather than in it. So what I mean by that is, if you're doing all of these tasks inside the business, and that's even client work, if you're doing too much of that and not enough of the planning and the big picture items, you're going to be feeling really, really stuck and confined in your business. And you're going to be feeling like there's not enough hours in the day, because there's not when you're wearing 50 million hats. There's not enough hours. You are only one person, and I say this all the time, you're only one person. Stop expecting yourself to do the job of 50 people. So start working on your business rather than in it. The next thing that is really also helps with this, and it sort of is a lead on from what I've just said. So number 2 would be to delegate tasks that are low-end tasks that you are not great at or don't need to be doing. So if there's anything that you are doing in your business that someone else in your business can do, or you can outsource it, we live in an amazing day and age where we can literally outsource everything. Like me outsourcing this podcast. I just upload it to Fiverr and it comes back in a day's time, all done for me. There is no point in me sitting here fiddling around doing the podcast, right? I just record it, upload it. So what are some things in your firm that you can be delegating off? So there's all sorts of things that I delegate off. For example, bookkeeping. I would never look and do any of the bookkeeping. Proofreading, writing blog articles, creating systems, client work, all of those types of things. Think about the tasks and whether or not it really needs you to be doing it, or whether someone else can do it. And give the responsibility to an employee or a virtual assistant where you can outsource it. It's really important too that you actually empower your team with these tasks, because they love doing these tasks, whereas you not so much, because you're doing so many other things. So don't forget to delegate out your low-end tasks so that you can actually focus on working on the business rather than in it. Number 3 is to streamline all of your systems and your processes in your law firm to make it run smoothly. Now, for me, when things are not going well in my firm and I start disliking it, it's when the wheels are falling off because the systems aren't working or the processes aren't working. And when the processes and systems aren't working, guess what happens? Complaints start rolling in. And as the law firm owner, you're the one who has to deal with complaints from clients if the systems aren't working. Now, when this happens, I find for me that I really start hating my business, because there's nothing worse than dealing with clients who are unhappy with the service that they are getting. So it's really important that if you're getting a lot of complaints, or things are feeling hard, or you're getting people coming to you every 5 seconds asking you how to do things, it's because you don't have enough streamlined processes and systems in place. It's really important that you do this so that you are running an efficient, tidy, neat business that doesn't rely on you solely as the law firm owner. Think about it like this. When you have a baby, your baby relies on you so much. It needs you 24/7 for feeding, burping, bathing, changing nappies, cuddling, and all of that kind of thing. When your business is a baby or an infant, your business needs that too. But as your business grows, it should start becoming a toddler, and then it should become a child, and then it should become a teenager and an adult. But it can only do this if you teach it how to do it through systems and processes. So once you have your systems and processes in place and it can start to run without you, you're going to yield much better results from your business. You're going to improve workflow, and you're going to discover a new love for your business because it's not going to be exhausting you the same way. So my advice would be to streamline and create a process for every single thing that you can in your law firm so that no stone is left unturned and no one needs to be coming to you for answers all the time on these low-end tasks. Well, and even high-end tasks as well. So everything in my business is streamlined and processed. We have a folder full of the processes, so no one needs to go anywhere except there to find the answer. Number 4 tip is when you're starting to dislike your business and you're really not enjoying it, you need to find your tribe of people. Now, your tribe of people are not your employees and they're not your family at home. Your tribe of people are people that are just like you in the same situation. These are the people that you can talk to about the problems you're having, and they're also the people that you can ask questions of, and you can vent, and they can provide feedback. And it's so, so helpful when you are on the same page with someone and you've got that sort of support. So that could be another 1 or 2 law firm owners that are around you. Maybe they're in differing practice areas, so you're not competing. I've got a couple of people like that in my life, and they have been absolute lifesavers for me. But the other option, of course, is to join a group like the Scalable Business Lounge, where it is full of law firm owners who are all around the world and they are at the same stage you're at. And so there's always someone to talk to, there's questions, to be answered, and you've just got that support network there all of the time. So when things get tough, you can rely on your tribe to help you out. Now, my 5th idea to liven things up in your business is to get out of the boring mundaneness of what it should be like to be a law firm owner and to actually spark it up a little bit. There's no reason that you can't have a little bit of fun in your business. For example, run a competition, create an event, do something fun that can help you to grow your business, but also just helps you to liven it up. Maybe your branding is kind of mundane and boring and you don't really like it, but you feel like you have to do that because it's a law firm. Get out of that thought process and that zone and create some fun stuff. Hop online and find some of your favorite quotes around the area of law you practice. For example, it could be that you're an estates planning lawyer. So find some quotes about life and legacy and all of that kind of stuff and create some really cool branding quotes for that around social media. Do some fun things. It's a great idea to run a competition. For example, once we ran some competitions around giving Google reviews. So we got all these great Google reviews. It was fun. We gave away a couple of nights accommodation and it was awesome. Everyone loved it and it was fun for the firm as well. Inside your team, you can do fun things too. So we have a chocolate spinning wheel, which my team absolutely loves. And once a month, we have like a prize giving for the most successful team members that month. And there's all these amazing prizes. We spin it about 4 times, so about 4 team members get a prize. And each prize is between, $80 and $500, depending. There's, say, one bigger prize, which is exciting if someone lands on it. But everything else is, around the $100, $200 mark. And it's so much fun and the team absolutely love it. Other ideas is that you could bring in a lunch and learn to your business. We do that once a month and we buy everyone lunch and it's fun, have different people coming in. Or you could have a barbecue, once a month with some different businesses around you. There's so many things that you can do and they don't cost a lot of money. It's just a little bit of effort to make them happen. But these kinds of things, like finding these new opportunities, can really liven up the business. And just because you're a law firm doesn't mean you have to be boring. So what are some other businesses doing around you? They might be a beauty therapy day spa, or they like something fun and energetic like that. Or they might be a restaurant. Are they running competitions? What fun things or fun events are they having? Can you take an idea from that sort of industry or a different industry and put that into your law firm and make something fun of it? These sorts of things can really change the vibe for yourself, but also for your clients and for your team. Now, I've got one last tip for you if you have fallen out of love of your law firm and you want to make your way back to, some excitement again. And that really is around mindset. And it's about reminding yourself of all of the good stuff. When you are a little bit loveless in your business, it can be really hard to remember why you went into this business in the first place. And it can be hard to feel grateful when you are feeling a bit down in the dumps or a little bit like things aren't going your way in the business. Make a list of all the things you actually are grateful for in your business, because this is the thing. Nothing comes without sacrifice. If you're an employee, there's sacrifices to make. If you're a business owner, there's sacrifices to make. No matter what it is that we are doing, there's a yin and a yang, and we can't have everything. So remind yourself of the good things that you actually do have. For example, you've got greater control of your schedule. You're able to select your team members, for example, and the people that you work with. There's opportunities to make more profit, to tweak things. There's opportunities to be a bigger part in your community. Whatever it might be, there's so many things to be grateful for as a law firm owner. So don't lose hope if you're currently feeling like you've lost fondness for your business, because it can come back. And if you are able to implement some change and start creating the law firm that you dreamed of in the first place, one that gives you more profit and freedom, then you might actually start falling back in love with it again. So focus on what you do want rather than what you don't want. And with a little bit of effort, a few adjustments and patience, you can have the law firm of your dreams and you can go for exactly what you wanted and what you envisioned in the first place. If you would love to know more about that, you can head on over to my free webinar where I talk to you about how you can scale your law firm to create more profit and freedom. That's all I have for you this week. I will talk to you again soon. Bye for now. Thank you for listening to the Scalable Law Podcast, brought to you by the Scalable Business Lounge. If you would love to know how you can get more clients without relying on referrals, head over to scalablelaw.com to watch my free masterclass. Until next time, you have got this.